What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. It is Tuesday, May 7th. It's just after 10:44 a.m. I'm excited for this market recap. This is going to be a great market recap as I have a lot to cover and go over. A lot of great content I'm about to put out on you guys. I'll tell you that right now. Just do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, join the community. I put a daily recap out every single day. Let's jump into it. Every single day, the first thing you should be doing is checking the futures every single day. How do you do that? Let me bring it over. All you gotta do is go to cnbc.com, see what the SPY is doing, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, Russell 2000, and where the VIX is. You can also sign up for a newsletter for CNBC. Every single morning, they'll send you a Squawk Box report and give you a rundown of all the major news that's happening so you can prepare for the trading day. Go to cnbc.com, go to markets, go to pre-markets. It'll break down everything for you. Another one is FinViz. Scroll all the way down at the bottom. Right here at the bottom, the futures. From crude oil, natural gas, gold, Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. It'll tell you all the futures for that. You gotta prepare every day before the market opens. And it's important to see what the futures are doing because that's like the forecast of what's going to happen in the market. We had all futures down this morning. The only thing that was up was natural gas. You could see that right here. And look at the overall market right here. The overall market is red. 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. So it's very, very important. It's just like when you wake up for the day, you're checking the weather. Is it going to be sunny out or is it going to be rainy out? Today, it's a rainy day in the market, but there's opportunity in the market. This morning, we had BLIN popping up on the scanners. Yesterday, it popped up as you can see right here, and then sold off at the end of the day, back down to $6. Today, gaps up. Look at this shoot up right here. From 6, just fires up to 960s. Comes all the way back down. Look at where it's bouncing at. This $8 level. If you were here yesterday, this is the importance of being here and always looking back the day before to see what happened. $8 was a main resistance and a support area for a second on BLIN. Pre-market, it was bouncing in this area. Market opens up. Really big range here from 950 all the way down to 850. $1 range, and these are 1-minute candles. So it's very, very risky trading the open right here. But it's very, very profitable if you catch the right side of the move. And if you don't have the discipline to cut your loss, then you can destroy your account. But this did give signs as it kept coming down to this level right here. They just could not break it below 850. And sure enough, this thing just starts U-shaping up and gets momentum. And from 850, exploded up to $10. Now, before the market opened, I highly recommend doing this as well. Let me pull it up. I always try to create a game plan of the stocks that I'm going to be focusing on for the day, and I go and I get the key statistics to have it by my side to look me dead in the face while I'm trading. When you're preparing in the morning, you don't have your face in your phone, you're not on Twitter, you're not on Facebook, you're getting down to business. you're on FinViz, Yahoo Finance, looking into SEC filings, getting prepared for that big payday. Now, you guys can go ahead and take a screenshot of this. I got this idea from S&B Capital. I get the key statistics. I rate the ticker symbol, the float, short the float, shares outstanding, average volume. Sometimes I'll do the 52-week range, but it's really not important to me. I'll do the average true range, the industry it's in, software, sector, technology. Over the weekend, I do sector recaps. Technology sector has been on fire, but everything was gapping down this morning. And institutionally owned is at 16%. I'll have a game plan right now, and what I wrote was day 2 play. A lot of resistance above 10. Want to see volume and set up. Pull back this morning. Do not chase around 10. Try and play below 9 for a long position. That was my game plan. And the catalyst, Bridgeline announces they got a multi-year license renewal with global pharmaceutical company. And it's a 3-year license term valued at $700,000. To be honest, that's not really a great thing to be bragging about. A 3-year contract worth $700,000. That's really not that much for a company. So how did I get support at 8 and resistance at 10? Well, let's look into it. If I pull up the daily here real quick and zoom in on this, where's that 50-day moving average at? That 50-day moving average is at $10. And you could just see all right here with these candles that are above it. Where's the bottom part of these candles right here? At around $10. So I knew $10 was going to be really, really hard for this to get above. Sure enough, when it breaks out of this range right here and U-shapes up and fires up, runs right up to $10 resistance. And then from there, it just sells down, blows through the old resistance right here. So that's a sign right there that this thing's done for. But not yet. There's still other signs that this is done for. It also blows through the VWAP right there. Look at that death candle below that VWAP. And then this started trying to get support here at around 825 and 860. And as you can see, what I drew out, it formed a wedge. A very, very tight wedge. And you could see the volume just declining and declining and declining and declining on it. It's setting up a pattern, volume's declining, a big move's about to happen. This is what I try to wait for. But you could see it came out of the pattern and went sideways for a second right there. That should be a red flag. When it comes out of the pattern and it's not doing anything, when I'm watching the tape, shorts started to pile in on this. And if you go down, you could see even the volume picked up on it when it went below this pattern right here, but it didn't drop. And then it started perking to the upside. And then you got longs trying to chase this up. So this was trying to trap shorts. And then it got this perk. And shorts started to cover. And then you got longs trying to chase this. It's trapping both sides. And then it fails. And then people give up on it. And then it gives in. And it breaks. But look at right where it bounced at around this $8 level. And this is the area where it reversed. From 8, it ran up to 845. Pulled back, made a higher low, And it also bounced off this old resistance trend line right here. And then from like 810, this ran up to 850. So just two good opportunities right there and right there for long positions for just a little bounce on it. And that's just basic resistance and support. Resistance, support. That's just basically it. I even struggle with it at times. I'm not perfect. I know as soon as that bell rings, your heart's racing. You don't want to miss the move. You want to make a lot of money because you hear a lot of people say that the first half hour of the market open is the most volatile time and the most opportunity to make money. That's just complete BS. It could be 2 hours after the market opens and there's still opportunity out there. You could see when it bounced here, when it came all the way back down from $10 back down to 8, it was a little after 10 o'clock, approaching 10:30. An hour after the market opened, there was opportunity right there. It's just all about patience. And even I struggle with patience at times. You just have to take a step back sometimes and just let the chart do its thing and trust in your lines. That's what it comes down to. And having that discipline to know when to trade and when not to trade. Discipline is very, very key in this game. You don't have to trade every single day. Alright, moving on. So next up, I want to go over the VIX. The VIX is approaching 20. Yesterday, this gapped up above 16 and then fell all the way down to 16, got a bounce off of 16, and then collapsed below 16. Whenever the VIX is above 16, I try to look for market plays. ETFs, inverse ETFs, TVIX, UVXY. You could trade SQQQ if you wanted. That's an inverse to the NASDAQ. We get a gap up today on the VIX, and right when the market opens, the VIX just explodes to the upside from 17 all the way up to 1950. That's volatility increasing in the market. That's what that is. Now if I go to the SPY just gets destroyed today. Yesterday, it was able to claim back 3/4 of its losses from this just big gap down. It came right back up 3/4 of the way. And then today, gets another gap down, way down here. Quick morning pop over the VWAP, falls below the VWAP. VWAP's resistance falls right down. And it's just been in this trend going down if you connect the lower highs and the lower lows. And when the market's selling off like this, and you got the VIX above 16 and just getting higher and higher and higher, that's the market screaming at me that, hey, this is an inverse ETF day. And that's why I always keep tabs on the VIX. And when that's above 16, I don't even really pay attention to equities. I put all my focus on ETFs. So let's see what TVIX did. And it just goes to show you when the market's red and the market's selling off, there's still opportunity out there for longs. Today we got the TVIX going from 23.25 all the way up to a high of 26. And look at just this run up here from 23 all the way up to 24.75. Just consistent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 13, 14 minutes straight. This grinded up right here. Gets a pull back almost near the VWAP. Same thing as yesterday. What happened 2 times yesterday? Yesterday we got two separate stocks that ran up, pulled back, and pretty much bounced perfectly off the VWAP, and then just continued going. It's all about observing and seeing what's happening. Gets a great grind up again, and just keeps pushing higher and higher. What do you know? Pulls back again, gets almost another good bounce here off the VWAP, and then comes right back up. And now it's looking like it's double topping here at 26. So right now, I would be comparing the SPY and the TVIX, because the TVIX is at an important high right here. So that must mean the SPY is at an important low right now. Get 2 charts out and just compare them side by side. One side you'll have the TVIX, one side you'll have the SPY. And you'll have the VIX at the corner of your eye somewhere. So we got the SPY here trying to bottom here, and it's testing the low of its day right now. And you see how it's breaking through its low of the day, and if it breaks through this level, look for it to start free falling. And then that's when you'll see the TVIX start to just skip up in dollars. Now when you play inverse ETFs and you're comparing them, all you gotta do is just connect the dots. What's going on? Are we at any important levels on the daily, the weekly? Are we at any key support resistance levels? Just keeping tabs and monitoring. It's actually pretty fun when you're trying to compare an inverse ETF to a spider, like the SPY. Comparing them and just connecting the dots and seeing how they react around certain levels. So you got the SPY right. I just want to have this play out and see what it does so I can show you guys. Hold on, we'll do this real quick. So we got the SPY here and TVIX right here. You see how when you compare them, they're doing the opposite of each other? Oops. Looks like the TVIX is just trying to push above 26. But there's still opportunity on this. You just gotta observe it and just watch. I love playing inverse ETFs. And there's more than one inverse ETFs. You got natural gas, you got oil, you got gold. Go and look up your inverse ETFs and just go through and pick out what you want. I got mine all right here. I got United States oil. I got my SOXS semiconductors, JNUG, Nugget, gold, drip is oil. There's all kinds of inverse ETFs. And there's traders out there that only strictly trade inverse ETFs. There's a lot of opportunities out there. GasX, another inverse ETF. JDST, DGAS. I'm sure you've heard of some of these tickers. They're all ETFs. I love ETFs. They're awesome. And it's just another door of opportunity, another trading strategy that's out there. Like I said, there's people out there who just only focus on ETFs. They don't trade equities like BLIN. All they trade are ETFs. They're just comparing a bearish natural gas ETF to a bullish natural gas ETF. Same thing with gold, silver. There's all kinds of them. All kinds. I think they even have robot ETFs. But look at that. SPY is breaking to a new low on the day, and you get a push on the TVIX. Right there. I missed my opportunities on TVIX today because I was watching BLIN like a hawk. I thought something was going to go on with it. I lost track of the big picture, and I got all caught up in BLIN. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about is Beyond Meats is still going crazy. Beyond Meats, it finally got over that 72 level, and today it ran all the way up to a high of $83. So still a very, very volatile stock. This thing's doubled now since the day it's opened. It opened at 40, I think it was like $45 it opened, and it's doubled. And they priced Beyond Meats at $25, I believe, when it opened. And oh my goodness, Beyond Meats, this is a wild IPO. It's 2019. It's the year of the IPO. But I hope you guys are having a great trading day, a great trading week. If you didn't trade anything, don't worry. Tomorrow is always a new day. You always got to tell yourself that as a trader. Don't get overwhelmed. And here's the SQQQ. This is the inverse ETF of QQQ, the NASDAQ. But I don't really care for the Qs that much. The SQQQ. It's not volatile enough for me. You can see at the open here, it sold off from $8.80. It ran up to a high of $9. It's got a range of like 15 cents. And it's a ×3 ETF. But you got to remember, these ETFs like SQQQ, TVIX, UVXY, these are not long-term investment ETFs. These are day trading ETFs. These are natural decaying ETFs. Because when the market's breaking out to all-time new highs and just grinding up and up and up and up, these inverse ETFs are just declining. And I'll show you that. Here's the SQQQ. You can see it's just a natural decaying ETF. And when it gets low enough, they do reverse splits on them. Same thing with the TVIX. And the other one is UVXY is the other one. The UVXY is a ×2 inverse ETF. TVIX is a ×3 inverse ETF. But UVXY is going to do the same thing TVIX does. I think that's about it, though. I think that's all I wanted to cover. But I highly recommend every day. I don't care that it takes you an extra 10, 15 minutes to do this out. This has saved my butt so many times. And it really helps me stick to my game plan. Because if I don't stick to my game plan and I go back to this and I did something totally different than what I wrote out pre-market, then I'm going to be kicking myself in the butt and I'm going to be thinking about that the rest of the day. So I'd rather have this staring me in my face. And look what happened. It actually worked out. $10 was resistance. It pulled back below 9. I called out everything perfect in this, but I did not trade BLIN. BLIN was just too crappy. But there was good opportunity on this when it came back to support here at 8 and got a nice bounce from 8 to 850. But I missed it because after it broke out from this wedge to the downside to 8 and it was hanging in this 980 or 780, 790, $8 level, that's when I switched over to TVIX. And then TVIX was pushing up towards 26. Now I'm like, well, crap, I missed TVIX, and there's no way I'm about to chase this when it's about to hit 26. And then when it was pulling back right here, that's when I just started the live stream. But oh well, tomorrow's a new day. All you can do is prepare, and every day you should be learning something new in the market as a trader and about the stock market. Every single day. If you're a winner, if you're a loser, or if you didn't trade, no matter what, every day you should be learning something. But I don't want to make this too long. I'm already approaching a half hour. Nobody's probably going to get to this point. If you guys watched this all the way through, leave a comment down below so I'll know. Just write TVIX so I'll know who the dedicated people out there are. I hope you guys had a great trading day. Make sure it's just important to have that patience. Because at the end of the day, the stock always confines to the chart and on multiple time frames. The 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute. It always confines to charts. And that's why it's important when you're looking at a stock, quickly run through all the multiple time frames to see the big picture. I really don't look at 1 minute charts no more because it moves way too much on 1 minute. I like to look at 3 minutes, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, and 65 minute. Those are my all-time favorite time frames to look at. Top 2 is 3 minute and 30 minute. I love those 2 time frames because you could, on a 30 minute, you could really see the story a stock is telling on a 3 minute or 30 minute. I'm sorry. But that's going to be it for this, guys. Be safe out there and always have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. I say it at the end of every single video because it's 110% the truth. But alright guys, till next time, later.